Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Forager for the Xbox Series S. The game is also available for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and Microsoft Windows. Forager is an open world adventure game developed by Hopfrog. So what is the game like to play? In Forager you progress by gathering resources that spawn throughout the world. You can use these resources to craft buildings, objects and tools. Your character has hearts for health and a stamina meter that needs to be replenished by eating periodically. But as I said, the core gameplay revolves around you gathering all manner of resources, from iron ore, wood from the trees, flowers, stones or golden ore. With the gold ore being a pivotal one in your expansion throughout the game, as you can purchase more land with it. So you've gathered the resources, what then? Well, you can use your furnace, forge or all manner of crafting stations to convert these items into other items. You can create farms, craft bows, build a windmill, add roads, make some clothes or even get involved in some hand-to-hand or ranged combat. The game world, as I said, is split into islands. You can purchase these islands, and one feature that is both a positive and a negative is the rate at which the wildlife grow. Like you cut down a bunch of trees, clear a nice path from one location to another, then you come back 5 minutes later and it's full of ore, rocks and trees. On the plus side, you never run out of resources to gather, but on the downside it means you have to do a bit too much chopping and hacking on occasions. Now these sorts of games usually have a pretty tiresome progression loop, but somehow Forager seems to keep you interested. It never got too much of a grind, perhaps due to the speedy nature at which you can gather the resources and how they regrow at a very quick rate. The menus are really simple to follow, with very easy perk trees to unlock as you level up. You can learn new recipes, gain abilities to eat ore instead of eating food to replenish your stamina. Crafting is really simple, and overall it's just very well made. It's well thought out, and it's clearly had like a huge amount of product testing and tweaking along the way. Graphically, it's got a kind of retro pixelated style that may put off some gamers, but it's actually very polished and pleasant to look at once you get used to it. A special mention has to go to the menus and the interface, which are bold, clear and incredibly easy to use. The sound effects and in-game music are pretty nice and have that kind of retro, quirky flavour which you would come to expect from these types of games. Okay, what's good and what's bad? What's good? The progression, resource gathering and crafting balance felt pretty good. It's a very relaxing game that you can play for hours at a time. The volume of crafting and building options is very impressive, and it's a game that's very slick. And the developer has clearly put a lot of time, love and attention to detail into its creation. What's bad? The environmental growth is a little bit overzealous at times, meaning you'll have to grind a little bit too much. The combat system felt a little like an afterthought, and the game would definitely have benefited from some type of multiplayer co-op. So what's the verdict? Forager was one of those games that I downloaded, but it took me an eternity to actually get around to playing it. I don't know what it was, something was putting me off. Then when I finally did jump in and play it, I was really pleasantly surprised. Forager is one of the best indie games I've played of late, with satisfying and addictive gameplay that, despite the grind, never felt too obtuse or time consuming. The game has a lot of depth and potential for customization, building, and the fact that the environment is always growing means you have to keep maintaining your travel routes to avoid being blocked off. It's a cool, cute and quirky adventure with lots of crafting, and it really surprised me, and it's definitely a game I would recommend. So my score for Forager is 8.4 out of 10. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.